Looking at editorials and question bank for 25th October 2016. The first editorial in the Hindu newspaper today is the Perils of Plastic. So this is regarding the plastic cards, the debit cards, the data theft which was brought to light recently. So this is of significance because of the scale at which the theft could have taken place. Presently, the amount which has been fraudulently withdrawn is pegged at 1.3 crore rupees, but it displays the loophole present in the Indian banking system, which needs to be checked. So it is all about cyber security. The RBI has been continuously asking Indian banks to enhance their cyber security provisions. So this again points out towards that loophole. So around 19 Indian banks saw this data breach, and many bank customers complained about withdrawals done from their accounts from countries, especially China and USA, when they were not even present there. So this all data breach took place through a third party payment system, which was Hitachi Payment Solutions, which was running the ATM machines and the software, and some malware was installed in these ATMs, which resulted in these thieves to be able to get the data of the customers, and this was used for withdrawals later. So this all requires that proper investigation takes place. The National Payments Corporation of India, which is the owner of the payment system RuPay, which was launched by the government of India in 2012, to have a domestic payment system too. Otherwise, MasterCard and Visa are the payment systems which we have in India. All three of them have been affected because of this data breach. So all of them, investigations have started by all of them, and it is a major blow to the government's dream. The government dreams of a cashless economy. The government dreams of financial inclusion. So financial inclusion basically means that everybody has a bank account. They want direct benefit transfer, means subsidies directly credited into the person subsidized into his bank account. So this is possible only if everybody has a bank account. And bringing on board everybody and then having subsidies transferred through this. But if such thefts take place, if such possibilities are there, then the entire structure collapses. Then nobody has faith in the system. So that is the idea. So such dream is also on back burner. Plus again, the another aspect is about cashless economy. So the more the transactions take place through bank transactions rather than through cash, so that results in saving of transaction costs also, because there is movement, everything involved when you are actually going and paying through cash, and bank transactions result in transaction costs being reduced. Plus also a cashless economy will result in more and more payment done through banks, means through white route, means black money will also be reduced, tax avoidance will be reduced. So such things are all based on a banking system which is strong enough. So that is what is required to be done. So government needs to take stringent measures. The initial inquiry has taken place. Such incidences are not unique only to India. The Carbonac cyber gang attack which took place recently was an attack on over 100 financial institutions, resulting in around $1 billion being, theft being taking place all over the world. So sophisticated tools are used by cyber criminals also. So even sophistication of cyber security needs to be enhanced to tackle this crime. So that is what is highlighted. The top management of lender banks need to reappraise their cyber culture, heed to warnings and alerts, and promptly and address all the shortcomings in the cyber security provisions in their respective organizations. So that is the gist of this article. Looking at the present fraud also, this is the debit card security breach been shown how it took place. The ATM machines and software were run by a third party, Hitachi Payment Systems, and the user will swipe his card in the ATM. He will enter. The reader or the machine will read the details of the magnetic strip of the card. So all the account details would be read. Then the person will enter the PIN number in third step. In the fourth step, all the PIN details, everything will go through the ATM software and link it to the bank system. the details of this processing the payment systems run by this third party firm Hitachi Payment will get the details, it will process the details. So once the details are authenticated, the cash is received at the end of the ATM. So what happened was the hacker got all the details through this payment system by attaching a malware here. So and getting all the details, then he can make fake cards also. He can use those pins details and access the accounts and withdraw money as per his will. So that is how this took place. The Carbanak cyber gang program was much more of a sophisticated scale. It would send attachments as mails and infect the computer of the bank employee. Then that bank employee's computer would infect further machines in the entire organization. Then they would identify the admin computer, and then they would be getting all the details of the cash transfers which take place through this admin computer, means whatever ID, passwords, everything that he uses, and then they'll mimic as a staff and have all the frauds which they want through the banking system being done, like online banking, inflating account balances and transferring them, controlling all the ATMs. It was of a much larger scale. So India should also awake to this, and cyber security enhancements are required. So that is highlighted. The cyber crimes in India are also on the rise gradually over the years. And these are the different ways in which cyber criminals function. They can be of non-monetary ways too, even they spoil the websites or they just hack for fun, and they can cost highly costly in monetary basis also. And this is about the cashless society and the benefits of this. So it will improve credit access, financial inclusion, it will reduce tax avoidance, it will reduce the risk and cost of carrying cash. So that is possible through cards. And if card data breaches take place, then this is a difficult achievement. And this is about RuPay, the payment system of India, which was launched recently in 2012. So MasterCard and Visa are its competitors. The next editorial in the Hindu newspaper is bird flu and what we must do. So we are hearing about bird flu in Delhi, in adjoining states, in Rajasthan, high alerts have been issued. So this bird flu has again come to haunt us. The avian influenza viruses, there are various types of viruses and some have affected Indians as well. So they generally affect the poultry, but then a genetic mutation takes place because of which even humans get infected by these viruses. So this has been seen. The pandemic, which was declared even by the World Health Organization, means an epidemic throughout on a much larger scale, beyond only a country but on a larger scale in various countries all over the world. In 2009, that was a swine flu pandemic. So such cases, and it went on till 2010. So in India too, we are having preventive measures that take place. Testing is strengthened. The reporting of the avian flu needs to be strengthened. So such measures ensure that nipping in the bud of such pandemics and epidemics is possible. Otherwise, they spread on a larger scale. So presently the influenza virus which is being spoken of, India had declared itself H5N1 virus free in September itself. So that has been declared by the World Health Organization. Now we are seeing that it is again re-emerging, and it's H5N8 type of virus which has infected India, and that is blamed on the migratory birds. It is the waterfall which is considered to be the bird which carries this virus, and it comes to India in the winters. So another strain, H7N9, which is another avian viral strain which has seen infections in China, where people are infected and not birds. So such incidences are taking place, means India also needs to be on high alert. The border region especially, and trade in live poultry has to be well handled. Sick birds have to be properly taken care of, and wherever necessary culled to ensure that the disease does not spread into humans and we don't enter into a next pandemic. This is the cycle of the H5N1 virus to the avian flu, which is the birds, the shorebirds, the domestic birds and waterfowl. These are the natural carriers of this virus, and they infect each other. So this is the natural cycle of the virus. From the birds, it also get infected into mammals and especially pigs. And pigs are not just the hosts but also multipliers. So within them, the virus multiplies. And here the mutation also takes place. So the mutated virus then is able to even infect the humans. So that is how the avian virus infects humans as well, and that had resulted in the pandemic in 2009, which was the swine flu pandemic H1N1. So that is regarding this also, in 2009 the pandemic. So how the virus has spread. Then the H and N which we hear of in these flu or influenza. So these are various types of influenzas, influenza A, B and C, and each of them are due to the virus, and the virus is named as HN. So we hear H1N1, H5N9, H7N9. So what is this HNN? So H stands for hemagglutinin and N stands for neuraminidase. So these are two surface proteins on the virus, and they are of H is of 16 different types and N is of 9 different types known so far. So this H is actually the site of attachment to the host cell. So through H, the attachment of this virus takes place to the host cell, and the N is, it helps in the release of this virus from the cell. So that is how the infection takes place, using these H and N into the host cells. So that is about the editorials. Next we look at the question bank. The question bank for 25th October 2016, we have picked up only one question. The lead article today is on who are the enemies, that is based on what Donald Trump, the US presidential candidate, speaks of about IS and about even migrants and blacks. So that is not very much relevant for us, so I have skipped that. Another article is on more than 100 days are over since the Kashmir unrest, but and there are reasons behind this which need to be taken care of, but it does not dwell on those reasons but the overall 100 days. So again, there is not much substance in the article, so it's skipped. The other article is on double talk on free speech. So this is regarding the sedition laws in colonial India and how they treated it differently based on politics or art and literature. So again, it is not of much relevance. The only one question which we have picked up for today is on India-Myanmar. The question is, democracy has recently been introduced in Myanmar. In this context, how are India-Myanmar relations evolving, especially with respect to China as well? So democracy came up in Myanmar presently in November 2015 when the National League for Democracy, which is the political party of Aung San Suu Kyi, who was on house arrest for years under the military rule in Myanmar. She was released now, and she was not allowed to contest elections based on restrictions. So even decades ago when she was arrested was after the elections, because her party won, she was put under house arrest because military did not want to give away power. So now she has been restrictions put on her that since her children are of foreign origin, she cannot become the president of the country. But then we have seen visits by the Aung San Suu Kyi too on the sidelines of BRICS summit. She is the major face of the present government too. So military has not completely given over, but there is a transition taking place. So they are working together. They have their own problems. The Rakhine state, where there is an unrest between Buddhists and Muslims, the local Muslims, the Rohingya Muslims, which they call to be migrants from Bangladesh and not true Myanmaris. So there are issues there. China had good relations with the military government. It had launched the Maidstone Dam project, which is a huge hydroelectric project which will result in 6,000 megawatts of power generation benefiting Yunnan province of China. So Myanmaris were against this, that a project in their country benefiting China. So now this project has also been stalled. And with respect to India-Myanmar relations, there are three aspects which need to be highlighted. One is the Kaladan project, which will give us access to Mizoram in India. So this is from Kolkata, multimodal transit project. Through sea route, it will go to Sitwe port, which we are developing, then through river Kaladan and through this highway into Mizoram. So bypassing Bangladesh using the sea route. This project has not yet been completed is the issue. The trilateral highway project from More to Myanmar to Mysore in Thailand. This has also been delayed. So these are the issues between India and Myanmar that we need to fulfill these projects on a fast track, and people to people contact needs to be improvised.